Hi, I'm Josh, and today we're going to see how we can supercharge your marketing with real-time product recommendations into our email campaigns. So let's take a look how we go about doing this. So we're on the Turtle and Roo website, and Turtle and Roo website is our store which sells different lighting, sofas and homewares, sound systems, but also has a wide range of men's and women's clothing. So we're going to take a little look today at our clothing and our women's category. So within our women's clothing category, there's lots of different ranges, ranging from shirts down to dresses, all of the different types of clothing activity that we may want to bring through into our email campaigns. So how do we get this information from the website into our emails in real time? So for this, we will use our Map E-commerce Plus tool. And for this, we will go and see the different types of products that we can start pulling through. There are lots of different kind of campaign types, which we'll discuss later, that you can bring recommendations in for. But again, personalizing these newsletters is a way to try and increase those kind of personalization, click-throughs, and obviously AOVs at the same time. So here we've got an abandoned basket Rex 1 example. And today we're looking at the abandoned basket Rex 2, which could potentially be 24 hours after a particular campaign has gone out from your abandoned basket campaign. So here we're going to take a little look. So we're just going to edit this block that we have here. There is a script on the Turtle and Roo website that is started to scrape all of the different content behaviors. And now we can choose the different rules and the reasons for these showcasing into the platform. So here we have the data sources, and you can see the different types of data sources that we can pull through. I'll run through these ones that are available. So we have at the top, we've got AI recommendations. This is all based upon the algorithm that's on the website and seeing how your users are engaging with your content. That can be content, it can be products, it can be articles. And again, we're creating this association with the different products here as well. So we have things like people like you buy, purchase together. After viewing this, people go on and buy. Again, these are great examples to be using deeper in your funnel for things like your abandoned browse, your abandoned basket, and potentially post-purchase campaigns as well. Next up, we have the crowdsourced. So this is what all the users are doing on the website. So these are things like your frequently browsed, frequently carted, frequently purchased. And again, it's great if we have very little information on the individual user when sending out a newsletter. We can default to these type of things because we're always going to be on trend. And then you've got the examples below being personalized for one individual customer. The frequently browsed dynamic means what that individual user has been looking at, what they have individually been carting, what they have individually been basket abandoning, for instance, as well. And then there's also opportunities that we can do some more deeper stuff here around the all products and new products. So just showing newness from the site. These can be pulled through into recommendations. And again, you can, if you want to, have some certain control over product recommendations and actually fix your own product IDs as well. So for the purpose of today's campaign, we might start off with the people like you buy a rec at the start, and then we might fall back to, after viewing this, people will go on and buy these type of things. And then we set our default being a crowdsourced frequently browsed. We can choose the crowdsource window. So how far we want to look back for this to happen. So we might say, actually, we want to look back 7 days at history and see if that changes our recommendations. And then moving further on, you've got a lot more advanced control within the filtering section. So we have set up some rules here. We're saying that an image exists. We always want to show, obviously, products that have images, just in case there wasn't something on the site for any particular reason. And in these different drop downs, we can pull through the different types of categories and ways that we want to filter activity. So as this was going to be an abandoned cart example, we're going to filter to the best one category for the individual from the last abandoned cart that they've had in the last 7 days. And because we want to show newness in the range, we want to also exclude products that that individual has recently browsed over the last 7 days. So we know if they're receiving that abandoned basket email, we're going to show newness of Rex to them within their favored category that they've got here. And then because we just don't want to waste that real estate on our emails, we've actually set on this one that the price is going to be greater to £60. And here you can see that these has filtered down these different product ranks. So how do we take this information? Well, once we want to use this, we press the Publish and Use button. We're going to use it in our email personalization, and we're going to create this new slot. Once we have this slot, you can put this unique reference on copy and paste on Control-C, and you can press Save. Once this is saved, you will get access to the code, but we can actually go now into our Map Engage tool, and we can have a little look at how we bring this simply into our newsletter. So here we have our e-commerce Turtle and Roo dynamic product recs, and we're just going to go and edit this campaign. In the campaign here in the components list, you've got the Map E-commerce Plus section, and for this purpose, we've got a 3 or 4 product recommendation block. I'm just going to drag this block into our platform now, and here we can see here we've got some preset recommendations. And what we want to do here is just change that slot ID. So this one was originally set up as an abandoned basket Rex 1. And now we're going to change this to abandoned basket Rex 2. That was the slot I've just saved. And here you can see the different types of things that have been showcasing to the user. And we can pick the number of different images that we want to see. So 2, 3, 4 product recs, these different types of things as well. Cool. So what have we got here? We've got different images and options. We can also stack the images. So on mobile, we might want to stack yes or no. So if we wanted to stack and we want to take a little look at this campaign now, we can again see how this would look on our desktop and then how this looks on our mobile device as well with the stacking of the images. Once we're happy with this, we can just go to press save and then prepare to send out and then send out the campaign as normally or apply this against a trigger. So for instance, if this was an abandoned basket, we might also look to bring through the cart and all these different scenarios that we might want to use our recommendations for as well. There are other things that we can do with our recommendations as well. It's not just linear with those rules that we've already set within the block. You can also wrap some other content around here. So here's the abandoned basket Rex 1. We could, if we wanted to, also look at things like weather and drag these different types of activities in here and say that the temperature must be above, let's say, 14 degrees. And this would serve this particular Rex block. And then, for instance, we might serve different content if it was below 14 degrees. There are other rules that we can also apply. Things like the user's location. So again, great activity for store activity. So you can do different recs based on those different types of examples, or you can even do things based on time. So have different recommendations showing at different periods of time. There are other things that the Map E-commerce Plus tool knows as well. Things around person history. So when were they browsing? What have they purchased? And then also what type of customer they are as well, which can be set up in the advanced analytics. So there's lots of rules that you can do to serve different types of content. And these recommendations don't just have to be linear. You can use those rules, but you can also add some more rules alongside as well. So let's just have a little recap on what we have seen today. We've shown how you can supercharge your marketing with real-time product recommendations into email campaigns. For examples of how we can use this as well. So recommendations can be used in newsletters for ensuring products are shown that are only in stock. They're above a certain value. They can be personalized to the customer based upon their size or color. We could do recommendations for targeted category triggers or certain behavioral triggers. So let's say we had a weekly dresses campaign and therefore we only wanted to show certain dresses and dresses recs that are in that activity and coming out in that trigger. We could do recommendations and product recommendations alongside wish list, back in stock, price drop campaigns. We can do post-purchase triggers with those all-important kind of upsells and cross-sells of products based upon what I've previously purchased as well. And we can use recommendations influenced by external factors, whether that be time, weather, proximity to local store, or type of user. I know we've discussed our key use cases around product today, but you could also build recommendations based upon content and articles as well. So this could be from your blog, or it could be related kind of news and history, anything that could be associated to the user and you wanted to showcase in your emails, we could create a product recommendation for as well. So please do schedule a session with one of our consultants to learn more tips on how to supercharge your marketing. Thank you.